Hello, Edwin Dearborn here. Got my coffee, got my Facebook Live. Here we go. So today's topic is April showers bring May flowers. And right now it is time to shower your brand, your content to a larger audience, to a more engaged audience, an audience that's finding itself on Facebook and social media more often because of the quarantine. And today's post was inspired by a phone call that I had lasted about an hour with a doctor friend of mine, been a friend of mine for 25 years, out in Temecula, California. And we were talking about how to survive as a brand during this whole quarantine. Now, whether you're a business brand, an online brand, a personal brand, or you're just you, the brand, looking for a new opportunity, I believe that this applies to you. So if you're looking to figure out how to survive, I want to give you this old adage, April showers brings May flowers. Well, what does that mean? That if you do things, if you make it rain, now, in a month or so, there's a lag, there will be growth. That's the adage. So this is how it pertains and applies to you as a brand, because here we are in April, and it's showering. It's showering chaos and disaster, but I believe that this is a time to shower your content. This is a time to shower and sprinkle your content, your growth, your brand, to bring those May flowers. April showers bring May flowers. So how does this work? See, right now, there's less brands engaging and promoting. But yet there's an audience there that will still need to be served. So you've got businesses, and in this example with his doctor's office, he's a dentist. A lot of dentists are just shutting down with the exception of emergency procedures, right, that are allowed to be done during quarantine. Okay, by the law, he can only do those. So my bright idea was this is like, okay, I want you to massively promote the services you can deliver. You know, are you suffering from an emergency dental situation? Take your postcard program, take your Facebook ads. There's less people competing with you. The Facebook ads are cheaper, and there's an audience that still needs to be serviced. So here you are moving your brand into April, and I said you need to double and triple down. The ad buy is cheaper, the competition is less, yet the same amount of audience is there with their needs. So if a bunch of dental offices are closed and you're the one that's open and you're massively promoting and it's cheaper, you're going to grab market share. This applies to everybody. There's less competition vying for the marketplace right now. There's much less people reaching, and the ad buy on Facebook is cheaper. Man, I'd be like I am. I'm doubling down on my content. People ask me, why are you putting out so much content right now? Because I know that if I do it heavily right now, the benefits will pay off in May and June. Because right now people are home. I've got the capability of reaching the audience. So for you, for a brand to stand out right now, I would just be doubling down. Why? Because those brands that stand tall and loud during tough times will be remembered during good times. So if you've got an extra credit card or whatever, or some reserves and you're a brand, I'd be promoting it. Now let's say you're just an employee and you're just a personal brand. What would I be doing? Same thing. I'd be making some content about you, a simple video like with your iPhone, a resume, and I would be blasting and boosting that to everybody. Again, there's less people reaching. There's still the same amount of market share that needs to be served. And your ability to boost that out is cheaper. You're not going to have an opportunity like this for very long. When businesses get rolling again, they're going to start advertising again. Whether that's 4 weeks from now, 6 weeks from now, 8 weeks from now, I don't know. But what I'm doing right now is I'm putting out more content. If you've looked at my Facebook feed, you've noticed I'm communicating constantly. Well, I'm doing the same thing on Twitter. I'm doing the same thing on LinkedIn. I'm doing the same thing on my email, my phone calls. Why? Because the audience is there and there's less marketing people marketing to them. They're trying to figure out what to do. They're waiting for their government check. They're hoping for an SBA loan bailout. And while they're doing all these things, being confused, being dazed, being upset, being sad, I'm going into go motion and promote motion and reach out massively promotion. And I can tell you the results are phenomenal that I'm experiencing. I just closed one of my biggest contracts yesterday. Why? Seeing my content. One of the brands that I work for, we did really well last month. We're probably going to do highest ever next month. Why? We're tripling down on the content. We're reaching out to more people, more phone calls, more emails, more videos, more reports. Why? Because we know that there's less there's less competitors vying for the audience's attention. So while people are pulling back, we're massively moving in with our message. Our positive message of leadership, help, who we are, what we do. Hey, we're the opportunity. This is a time where you grab market share. This is a time where you need to stand out and grab people's attention. Whether you're a personal brand, whether you're a solopreneur, or you're a big brand or business owner, I'm telling you right now, there's a vacuum of competition. That means that you can move in and grab more attention. Now, when you do that, you've got to add value. You can't just sell yourself. The key to branding is providing information that makes you stand out and valuable. You can't just go buy from me, buy from me, buy from me. You got to go, hey, let me give you some tips. Today's tip on how to sell. Today's tip on how to survive. Let me answer your common questions. So that means you got to be listening to your audience. You got to be looking at market trends and staying one step ahead of it, and then being the voice of reason, being the voice of the right answers, being the resource for how, for how to, right? Being that divining rod that attracts the electricity by providing power. So if you're a power source, by giving power to others, you will attract power to yourself. You put out the good vibes, karma will bring the good vibes back. You put out the good help, other people will want to come to you for help. You put out the direction and leadership, people will come to you for the leadership. That's just how it works. It's always worked that way. But I'm telling you, it's going to work more for your favor when you really duplicate this, when you really understand this, and more importantly, deploy, execute on what I'm telling you. My doctor friend that I talked to last time, I was like, you need to scrape up every dollar available and you need to double, triple down on your marketing, at least for 6 weeks. Just April showers, bring me flowers. Just make it rain with your promotion. Make it rain with your great content. Make it rain with your ads. You may not see the benefits right away, but believe me, you will stand out, and that lag, that promotional lag will kick in, and you will crush it. And everybody will be asking you, well, how are you surviving when everybody's dying? You're like, because you know what? I didn't wallow in my fear. I didn't cry in my beer. What I did is I got into motion and I promoted myself as the solution. I promoted myself with great content. I promoted myself by helping others. I reached out and I provided answers and information and direction and leadership. This is why we build statues to great leaders, because they rose when society was falling down. When tragedy was hitting, they went out and gave direction. They provided comfort and hope. This is true of George Washington. This is true of General Patton and Eisenhower. This is true of every great person in history. They stood up while the world was crumbling down. This is what you need to do as a brand. You need to stand up. You need to communicate and put out the positivity and the direction. And if you do that as a personal brand or as a business brand, regardless of the shitstorm that's going down right now, you will be remembered and you will attract more attention. Now, if you need help in developing a strategy of how to do this, then you should reach out to me. And I'd love to help your brand stand out, produce April showers so that May you have your flowers. This is the time right now. You don't have this many opportunities like this. There's a silver lining in this. And I'm not trying to be cold or insensitive to the people that are suffering. There's a lot of it. I hear it. I see it. I have a lot of empathy for it. But I can't just stand here and just empathize. I've got to take action. I've got to do something about it. I can't just feel for them. I got to feel for them and then do something to help them. And this is how I help businesses. I'm like, okay, I get it. It's painful. It sucks. You're 110% correct. But we better move. It's go time. It ain't cry time. It ain't think time. It isn't bitch time. It is 100% go time. So if you need help going, reach out to me. You know how to reach me. DM me. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Twitter. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Instagram. There's probably 10 different ways to reach me. So if you don't reach out to me for help, then I can't help you. But if you do, I think I can help you. You have a great day. Stay safe. Help others. And be great.